MSU Board of Trustee members hosted the first ever stakeholder engagement meeting that involved them, students, staff, faculty, and alumni meeting privately to share what they see the schools doing well with and where it could improve. The media was not allowed into the meeting, but our Rachel Ramsey heard from MSU President Kevin Guskowitz and Board Chair Kelly Tabay afterwards. Rachel, what did they tell you?
Well, Jorma, President Guskowitz says the goal for this new meeting was to hear what's on the mind of those on MSU's campus, and he feels like that was accomplished. Last year, MSU's Board of Trustees voted to hold this stakeholder engagement meeting every September, and although it was invite only, officials claim they're willing to hear from everyone. With more than 50,000 students at Michigan State University, there is a lot going on. So leaders used a new technique to get some answers to their question.
How do you turn those challenges into opportunities?
MSU President Kevin Guskowitz says around 60 people were invited to the stakeholder engagement meeting, where they shared their thoughts on how MSU is performing in multiple areas, like community outreach, research training, and infrastructure.
What we learned was that there are a lot of things that we're doing really well, but there's always room for improvement.
Guskowitz says registration is an area that the university will be looking into after hearing some concerns.
I tried to have a more sort of connected digital system platforms that our students can use to create fewer barriers for their matriculation up through their 4 years here.
The topic of health and wellness was a big one, with Guskowitz saying leaders plan to find ways to create a better sense of belonging.
There's nothing more important than the safety, physical and emotional safety of our students.
Now, this meeting was not open to the public, which MSU Board of Trustees Chair Kelly Tabay says was to make participants feel more comfortable.
When you have people in public spaces, they're not always willing to speak up, and I think, at least I saw, the students were very active, and sometimes you don't get the students to actually speak in front of the entire group. So it was a really great opportunity for us to hear from people that we wouldn't normally hear from. President
Guskowitz says he is always open to feedback, adding that the stakeholder meeting was the right size for what leaders wanted to accomplish.
This was set up for that type of active participation, not with an audience.
This meeting happened during a pressing time for Michigan State as budget reductions have led to layoffs. President Guskowitz says they are still working to figure out the exact number of employees that will be laid off, but added that the estimates they got last week are lower than they had anticipated. Back to you.